do you want us to stop? That's what the cardiologist asked me. My 18-month-old son was lying on the bed. A man was pressing down on his chest with everything he had. Machines were beeping. My wife was screaming. And I was being asked if they should stop trying to save him. Just 48 hours earlier, we were packing for our next destination. 5 kids, bags everywhere, passports on the table. One of those, how did we pack everything except someone's shoes kind of morning. Our youngest, Liam, had fallen playing with his oldest brother, busted his lip, and refused to eat that day. By 4:30 the next morning, he was crying and fainting from hunger. We rushed him to the emergency room. First scans, then a transfer, then a diagnosis we couldn't even pronounce. You know it's bad when the doctor says the name of it and you just nod like you understand anything past rare. And now, 10:28 a.m., time of death. They cleaned his body, removed the tubes, they placed him in my arms. And when I felt his full weight, my knees buckled. I gasped for air, crying harder than I ever had before. I pulled him closely. I kissed his forehead. I told him I loved him and whispered goodbye. And then I handed him to my wife so we could get our kids. My wife said goodbye. Our kids followed. You see, grief didn't knock politely, it kicked the door in. And in every hard season before this one, I coped. I coped in burying myself in work and scrolling and anything that would help me disconnect from the world and from myself. Because that's what we do when pain barges in. We find ways to cope. And maybe your pain isn't the death of a child. Maybe it's something else. The betrayal that blindsided you. The divorce you didn't ask for. The ache of feeling unseen. The diagnosis you never saw coming. Or maybe it's the addiction you keep quiet. The version of yourself you lost along the way. The dreams you've buried. The rejection letter. The empty bank account. Or maybe it's your child turning into a teenager and suddenly you're not cool anymore. That counts too. Whatever your pain looks like, let me say this clearly because it matters. There is no hierarchy of pain. Your suffering doesn't have to look like mine to matter. Don't minimize your hurt because someone else looks like they have it worse. Pain isn't a competition, it's an invitation. It's an invitation to your purpose. And when we judge ourselves for feeling it, or convince ourselves that it's not bad enough to count, we're not healing. And yet, in our culture, we're taught to do exactly that. To downplay our pain, to run from it, to act like we're fine. For centuries, we've been sold a myth, the myth of a pain-free life. We've been conditioned to believe if we're successful enough, busy enough, or rich enough, we can escape what hurts. We've been told that pain, heartbreak, frustration, sadness, It's a flaw, a sign that something is wrong. And our instinct is to agree, to turn away from the hurt and to cling to what feels safe and familiar. But what if I told you this is the very reason we suffer? We become masters at what psychologists call maladaptive coping. We reach for the drink when we're stressed. We binge watch when anxiety creeps in. We procrastinate when the discomfort of starting feels too heavy. And for a moment, it works. We get relief, a temporary escape. But in the long run, avoidance creates a deeper, more painful cycle. It's a paradox. The more we avoid the pain, the more it grows. Pain isn't our enemy. Avoidance is. Disconnection is. And pain doesn't always scream. Sometimes it settles in right beneath the surface. And maybe like me, you've learned how to bury it too. But let me tell you something that I've learned. You can't shut off guilt and still expect to make peace with your past. You can't numb sadness and think joy will show up. You can't suppress fear and still walk in courage. You can't deny anger and still expect to feel love. It's all connected. Emotion is energy in motion. It's meant to move through you, not stay stuck inside of you. If you block one, you block them all. Emotions aren't flaws. They're teachers. They're signals. You don't get to feel fully alive by choosing which emotions are convenient. You feel fully alive by choosing to feel everything. And that's the myth of the pain-free life. Sitting with my pain showed me something that I've never seen before. Pain has two sides. There's a side that keeps you stuck, that dims your light, that closes your heart, that makes you a victim to what happened. And then there's the side that guides you, that teaches you, that opens something up inside of you, that bridges you to a deeper, more connected, more present, more alive version of yourself. You become a creator. Pain doesn't just break us, it births us. It doesn't block the path, it is the path. We don't need a way to escape the pain. We need a way to walk through it. Not to fix, not to numb, but to stay connected to the inside of it and let it shape us. Because pain is a bridge that carries us back to what matters the most. And so much of what we call fear, anxiety, overwhelm, pain, it's just a lack of presence. And transformation begins when we choose to stay in the present moment. Not the future, not the past. And here's how you do it. It's a 4-step process. I'm saying it for the first time today. I call it the Liam process. Step 1, listen. Not to fix, not to escape, but to actually hear what your pain is saying. Listen to your body, to your emotions, to the part of you that's asking to be felt. This is how we sit with pain instead of running from it. Step 2, allow it to become part of you. Don't fight it or shove it down. Integration means letting the pain belong, weaving it into your story instead of pretending that it never happened. When you do this, you realize you're not alone. Connection becomes possible. Step 3, take one step towards what matters. When pain feels paralyzing, the way forward isn't 10 steps, it's just one. Action creates momentum, and movement is medicine for the mind. And then finally, step 4, let it multiply. When you've walked through your pain, Your healing doesn't just stay with you. It spills over to your family, to your relationships, to your work, to people you will never meet. And that's how pain reshapes you and reshapes the world around you. My son Liam lived just 18 months. Doctor said he should not have lived past a few days, but he did. And in those 18 months, the truth is, Liam taught me more than I ever taught him. His life gave me 3 lessons that I want to leave with you today. Lesson 1, life is short, so presence matters. Don't wait for tomorrow to focus on what's right in front of you today. Lesson 2, love is always worth the risk. Even when pain is possible, love is what makes every moment more meaningful. And then lesson 3, purpose isn't found in perfection. It's found in choosing how we show up, even in the middle of the hard and the messy. I don't stand in front of you today as someone who's overcome pain. I stand in front of you as someone who stopped running from it, who's turned towards it, who's listened and found purpose on the other side. So I call you forward because all of you will experience pain. And when it comes, this is what I want you to do. Stop. Place your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. Say the emotion of what you're feeling out loud. Anger, sadness, guilt, fear. Give it a place. Share it with someone you trust. Don't carry it alone. And then take one step. A walk, a phone call, a voice memo, a journal entry. Anything that says, I'm moving forward. You don't have to climb the whole mountain. You just have to take the next step. And maybe life is asking us the same question in its own way. Do you want us to stop? Because pain will ask you that. Do you stop at the suffering, or do you walk through it to your purpose? Thank you.